Do you have fear and anxiety problems? Do you worry with anxiety? In this video, I want to talk about how you can reduce your anxiety by 80%, and it can change your entire life, my friend. I would like to suggest that there's deep embedded neural pathways inside of our brains and they connect to our emotions. And if we've had problematic or troubled childhoods or anything, then what can happen is that these things can get lodged inside of our mind and our emotions, and they actually fire neurons that fire together, wire together. And I'm in a huge hurry right now. I'm in the office and I'm working late, and I got to get this message out to you. Okay, so if you have fear and anxiety and you maybe have tried to work with this and deal with this, there's some medications you can take. People say meditate, breathe. It's interesting how somebody who doesn't have anxiety can tell you to stop having anxiety when they don't really know what you're going through. Same with depression or deep uncontrollable fears that you have a disease or you're going to die or you're going to end up just crazy shit that can take over your whole entire life. And the people on social media and the people in the books who talk about being successful and living your greatest life or whatever, I don't hear a single one of them talk about that some of the biggest things stopping people from getting up on the ball and chasing success relentlessly and becoming on fire. And because your true happiness is when you're happily chasing your goals and your dreams and hunting them down and just like being in the zone. That's true fulfillment, is how you feel when you're in pursuit. You know, not getting the thing necessarily, but how do you get to that place if you have these deep uncontrollable subconscious and unconscious fears dragging you down, keeping you in a low vibrational state, in a low vibrational energy? Some people smoke weed, some people drink, some people do drugs. But when you do drugs or drink or anything, you become state dependent. Because say if you smoke weed and it puts you in a different state, and now from that state you can access no anxiety. But the challenge could be you might have to keep smoking weed to get to that state, and then you become dependent on the thing, because the map is not the territory. The territory is not the map. What I mean by that is the state is the state, and the ritual is not the state. I know it sounds like a riddle. The ritual, I'm just making weed, whatever. It could be coffee, it could be, you know, all types of stuff. The ritual is not the state. The state is the state, and you can mistake that and develop a neural pathway that says you need this thing, that A, B, C, and happen, then you can feel good or be happy. Now, I've suffered with anxiety my whole life. Anxiety, deep feelings of worthlessness, unworthiness, depression, suicidal thoughts, hypochondria, like complete basket case, okay? And I also come from a family that has had some history of depression and mental illness. Am I speaking totally normal to you? Like, raise your hand, let me know in the comments below if this shit is like normal now. So what's happened is, I think, coming from massive adversity in my life has really made me driven to develop and find specific tools to find answers instead of drugs. And over years and years and years of searching, there are some pretty powerful answers. I'll put a link in the description below this video to the NeuroGym Winning the Game of Fear link. It's absolutely amazing. I'll get right to the point. There's a program by John Assaraf. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He was in the movie The Secret and all that stuff. And this guy, he became obsessed with neuroscience and success, but the brain chemistry, what happens when the neurons in the brain fire physical pathways and belief systems. And he actually came up with a science in an entire program. He has many programs: winning in the game of the money, winning in the game, he has a bunch of them. I'm in such a hurry. Okay, winning the game of fear. When I saw this program a couple years ago, I was like, I gotta get this. And I think it was only a couple $100, right? And at the time I was like, oh, a couple $100. I got that program. Oh my God, it's amazing. So he takes you through these sessions in the program where he talks about the biology of consciousness and fear, and then he has certain doctors that are like neuroscientists and psychologists and psychotherapists that they talk to you and they talk about the entire biological and neurological reasons why that fear wires into the brain and how it happens, and how you can use specific techniques and anchoring patterns, so many toolboxes and techniques that you can use to get rid of the fear and anxiety. There's something called, I think it's synaptic pruning. Like you prune a tree, you can actually find the fear centers and prune those parts out of the brain from old traumas and micro traumas and things that happen, and massage those pathologies and smooth them out and get energy flowing through them again. Here's what happens when you can eliminate fear. A lot of it, your vibration starts to raise up. Maybe you have anxiety, maybe you're an agoraphobic. When your vibration raises up and you get excited, then the hope comes back, and the love and the will and the inspiration and the goodness, and you start eating clean and working out and getting fresh air and loving people around you and forgiving. During these meditations, he has these meditations where he puts you under hypnosis and he talks to you, and oh, it's so amazing. I'll put a link in the description below to John Assaraf's Winning the Game of Fear program. Now, this is a commitment. When you get in, you got to do it every single night. So how I did it was I brought my phone to bed with, no, not my phone. I had a tablet, so I couldn't go on my phone. You can do it any way you want, and you log in, lay down in bed, before you go to sleep, listen to the program, get some earbuds, and then I would fall asleep listening to the hypnosis. I'm telling you, after like 7, 8, 9, 10 days, and then a month of being fully committed to this program, and I was so excited because the fear and anxiety was so gripping and so bad in my life that I literally couldn't even move forward in my own life. And not only is it me, I was actually holding my own wife's evolution back, my own success and everything, because you can have all the ambition and determination in the world, in your heart of hearts, you know that you could be this amazing person that you always dreamed of being and have the ambitions, but this lead weight is holding you back of this depression and this fear. Well, if you can go inside behind the critical mind of the subconscious mind and prune all that shit out and change the neural pathways, you can become like a limitless person by eliminating like 80% of your fear. And then you can revisit the program from time and time again and then become responsible. I could talk about this shit forever, my friend. I'm coming from a place of love, I'm coming from a place of my heart. And you got to check out this program. I'll put a link in the description below. Winning the Game of Fear by John Assaraf and my friend later. Okay, I got to get back to work.